If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coach Adam Fossett Show brought to you by the B.B. Comer Booster Club. Big win over Ranburne last Friday night. And Coach, you kind of rang the scoreboard up a little bit. Talk about it.
Yeah, we got rolling offensively and were able to do some good things. Once we settled down defensively, we kick off to Ranburne, and they have a third and 11, third and 12. Quarterback scrambles, and my DB gets his eyes in the backfield and comes off coverage. Quarterback throws one up, and we're down 6-0 early. So we come back and score. We have another blown coverage. We go down 12-6, and we score again, and we really don't look back after that. So we scored on the first 4 drives, which is it's one thing that we've talked about offensively is taking advantage of possessions and making sure that we score when you got the ball.
What worked offensively for you?
Up front, man, we were able to run the ball. I thought our line play was really good. Zach Carpenter and Corey Anderson played a great game at the guard positions for us. I think Zach had 10 knockdowns Friday night, which is
and you grade these games. You grade these players, right?
Yeah. We grade. Coach Strickland grades offensive line every week, which is a tedious job because you got to watch the play 5 times to get the grade out for them. But yeah, they're graded off percentages, off plus and minuses based on number of plays that they played, and then they get we do helmet stickers, so every knockdown is a tiger paw and stuff like that. So. There's incentives built into this, and when you can show a guy, hey, look, you played 50 plays and 40 of them were positives, but here's the 10 negatives. Here's what you did wrong. Then we have evidence of what you need to work on. Mm-hmm. So, there's a lot into it, and but my staff does a good job breaking that down, and with the use of Huddle, we are able to have the technology to. Be able to just kind of hit repeat and watch the plays and figure out what went wrong and what went right. We had the opportunity to get stats pretty quickly and get those uploaded into Max Prep. So, but it works out well for us. But yeah, we were able to do some things. I thought we discussed last week about being able to throw the ball a little bit better. I thought we did that. Devontae Carmichael threw a touchdown pass to James Carmichael in the second half.
Brother to brother,
That's right? Brother to brother, and threw a good ball. James went up and got it. He threw one to him earlier in the game that was probably about 60-yard, would have been about a 60-yard completion, and it was James just didn't get a good read on it. I thought it was a catchable ball. But when he came back to the sideline, he said he wanted another shot at it, so we gave him another shot. On a later drive, and he went up and got it. So we did a better job throwing the ball. Raphael Johnson did a great job running the ball for us. Racked up 2 touchdowns on the ground. Defensively, he had an interception for a 100-yard return for a touchdown, which that was he gets credit for a 100-yard return, but he probably ran about 140 yards between zigzagging across the field and back. But good job by him to secure the ball and to get downfield and elude tacklers. So
get back to something you said a little bit earlier when we were talking about the offensive line. Some people might not know exactly what a pancake block is. That's a highlight if you're a lineman.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. If you're blocking whatever guy you're blocking, if you put him on his back, that's a pancake block. And in the day of self-gratification and me and stuff like that, line play has lost its luster. Growing up, when I started youth football at 8 years old, I was a lineman. My dad helped coach and was one of the coaches, and he said, "Son, you're going to be a lineman all your life." And he was right. I was a lineman all my life. But getting kids to buy into that, hey, look, you're going to go up here and you're going to do a bunch of work. You're going to make contact every play. You're going to be banging every play, and you're never going to carry the ball. You're not going to get in the paper very much. You're not going to get a lot of accolades, but this is your job. It's tough to get guys to buy into that, and our guys have really kind of rallied around that, and I've taken over the offensive line. Coach Strickland and I work it together, and being able to kind of get back to my roots has been fun, and help coach those linemen has been fun. But I think that the buy-in is really there. They get their job.
The energy rubs off on the other lines. Right. They want that pancake block.
Yeah, no doubt. They want that recognition. They want that that sticker. It's amazing the power of a sticker for your helmet. You know, they want that incentive, because we'll do stickers on Mondays, and the coaches call their name out and say, hey, look, you know, so and so, you got 6 stickers. You had 4 pancake blocks. We had a 100-yard rusher. You know, so forth and so on. Whatever other things that we did. And they get that sheet that has 6 stickers on it. That they walk in after practice, and they're putting them on their helmet. You walk in, and you know, you got 25 guys putting stickers on helmets and looking at it, and they're like, you know, where do I want to put this one, and stuff like that. So the incentive is there, but they have to earn that. And you know, it's they probably get tired of me telling them every Friday, but like I'm like a broken record. Hey, the game is won and lost in the trenches. So you guys have the most important job. The least, probably the least pretty job, the least recognized job, but you have the most important job on the field, and we have to win the battle in the trenches.
Not too good at remembering numbers from multiple games. Was this the most points you'd scored in a game so far?
Yeah, definitely. Most points we scored in the game. I think the next highest was the Chillsburg game. We scored 30. So, to be able to kind of flex our muscles a little bit offensively was good. There's still stuff that we have to work on. There's still stuff that we have to be able to do better. You know,
did you play some other kids in a game like that?
Everybody on the sideline played. So
you didn't go in, did you?
No, I didn't go in. I almost put my sons in. They were standing there. By the fourth quarter, my sons ended up with 2 headsets, and I don't know how. I don't even know if they were talking to each other or whatever else, but we were.
It may be best you don't know.
Yeah, no doubt. They were standing on each side of me. I looked down, and they have headsets on, and I'm looking down the sideline, and no coaches have headsets on, because we're, you know, by late in the fourth quarter, we didn't have anybody upstairs. We pulled everybody down to help sub kids in and out and stuff like that. And you know, in a game like that, like I did Friday, I'll call a timeout just so I have time to make all the subs and make sure we. Because if you don't, and you're like, all right, hey, look, I want this second group to go, but we're gonna move a few pieces here and there. If you don't call a timeout and do it right, then you're either gonna send 10 out on the field or you're gonna send 12 out on the field, and that's gonna look one. If you send 12 out on the field, you're gonna get a penalty. But 2, it just kind of looks unorganized. So we call a timeout, get our 11 guys ready. Hey, you guys are gonna go and play ball. So, but our young guys got to play a ton. Got to see a lot from them. I thought they played very well, you know, and that's the key with developing a program is, you know, you have JV schedules, and those are good for development, but to be able to get your young guys in on Friday night, because Ramburn, they had their starters in, you know, they had their ones in still. They may have subbed a few guys in and out, but our young guys got to play against their ones and see, you know, hey, how do I stack up against a varsity player that starts on Friday nights?
Well, B.B. Comer 3-1 after the win over Ranburn, and come home to Legion Stadium to take on an unbeaten 5-0 Winterboro team that's ranked 9th in 1A, and Winterboro no stranger to you.
Right, yeah. Winterboro is where I got my start years and years ago, and thankful for the opportunity, and Winterboro will always be a special place to me because of being able to get a start as a head coach there, and put together 4 great years there, and have a lot of memories from just that experience. But on Friday night, they're the opponent, you know. So.
What impresses you about the team is 5-0?
Man, they've got 2 backs that can get it. You know, 23 and 4 do a great job. 9 does a great job at quarterback, just orchestrating the offense and running the offense. So, Coach Mansfield's done a great job. I feel like he's he's one of those guys that's really paid his dues and earned a shot to be a head coach. And
it's kind of unusual, isn't it, Coach, to see a new coach come in and already got 5-0 record.
Right, no doubt. He's hit the ground running, and just from knowing him when he was at Lincoln, I knew putting in the work wasn't going to be an issue. He's a worker. He's done he did a lot at Lincoln. At Lincoln, he would coach football, coach wrestling, and then head track coach, and so he was nonstop. So I knew that, and just knowing how Winterboro's set up, and from being there, Winterboro's not a place where you can come in and kick your feet up. You've got to work. You got to show the kids that you're willing to work and that you're willing to help make the program better. And I think he's done a good job with that. So they've put up quite a few points this year. They're not giving up many points defensively. So we've got to be able to, we got to be able to depend on the trenches. We got to be able to depend on up front. We got to run the ball well. We need to get stops early. Momentum is a key in any game, but one thing, Winterboro really feeds off momentum. So, and this will be, for them, this will be a big night because of the rules and capacity and stuff like that. They will be able to have a bigger crowd at their away game with us than they are at their home games. I think their home games, they're limited to like 100 people, on both sides of the field, 50 to each side, or something like that. Whereas Friday night they'll be able to have up to 450 people, so that it'll be a big crowd for them. And I expect it to be a big crowd for us as well. That was one thing that impressed me last Friday. Going back to that, is our crowd. Man, they traveled well. They, with everything going on, our band's not able to travel, so they're not there to be able to kind of pick us up and make some noise. So our fans made plenty of noise Friday night, and it's so different because my wife sits in the stands, and some nights I'm like, the crowd was dead. I couldn't hear them. And then last Friday I was like, the crowd was crazy. They were loud. And she said, they're like that all the time. It's just at home, it's so far away, the track's there and everything else, that you don't hear them. So, but we're going to need that fan support Friday night. We're going to need a lot of people in the stands, and the band will be there. So looking forward to that. I know our guys feed off the band and the noise.
You think your guys sense the opportunity that's before them Friday night?
They do. They see it. They know. Monday morning we hung up some pictures of last year's scoreboard in the locker room, so they see that every day. Last year was a double overtime loss, and it was a game that I've been honest with them. It's a game I feel like we let slip away. Feel like it's one that we should have won. That's one that you look back on previous seasons, and that's one that you mark as a game that you should have won. So going into year 3, we've accomplished a lot as a program, but we haven't beaten them, and that's a goal. That's a focus of, my seniors are very focused on. That's one of their senior bucket list items is, hey, we're going to beat Winterboro. So, and that opportunity will be here tomorrow night, and we'll be ready to roll.
We see every week. We've seen it this week multiple times. Schools postponing games or canceling games. You're still holding your breath.
Yes. Yeah. Every time you hear about a school closing down, or you think, man, what did I not disinfect, or what else can I do, or what else can we do, or and you look at programs like Jacksonville just had to cancel. All right, if anybody that follows high school football, Jacksonville was set to play Handley next week.
Some key games for them,
Yeah, the Jacksonville Handley game was going to be for the region title, and now Jacksonville is going to have to forfeit 2 games, so they may possibly be one of the best teams in that region. Forfeiting 2 games, they may end up 3rd or 4th in that region. So. And you have teams that are, I think, don't hold me to it, but I think Victory Christian had to shut down,
Right.
So that kills it. I know they were set to play Fayetteville Friday night. So it just kind of turns everything around. You know, one of our old region opponents, Piedmont, was supposed to play Jacksonville this Friday, and they didn't. You know, they weren't able to play. And I saw where Piedmont's put an all call out throughout the state that, hey, we want to play somebody. Is somebody willing to play us?
And you're seeing that a lot this season.
Yeah, you'll see some strange matchups. You know, I know Vincent High School's playing Montevallo Friday night. You know, just because they want to get a game in, they want to be able to play. And Vincent already had, you know, they missed the first 3 games, so it's interesting to see. You know, for me, you look at, which I don't put a lot of stock in these weekly high school polls. You know, it's high school football, so a lot can happen. But like, for instance, in 2A, and it's no disrespect to Leroy because they're traditionally a really good team, but Leroy is number 1 in the state in 2A. I don't know. I think they've played 1 game. I think they're 4-0, but they've got 3 forfeits. So it's going to be interesting to see how it shakes out. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. But you know, our concern is us and what we can control, and I can control how much disinfectant we spray in the locker room, and we spray a lot. So between the locker room and the weight room, we try to keep it germ free. We try to keep our kids conscious of what's going on, just so that we can continue to play.
Before we go, talk about the ticket sales. How's that working now?
Yeah, so everything is at the gate. We're not doing any online ticketing or anything like that. With ours, all tickets will be sold at the front gate. We have a visitors, basically the visitors go on one side and the home will go on the other side, but it's all at one area. So the visitors will be kind of shown the way to walk around to the other side.
But they are limited tickets, right?
Yeah, they're limited. You know, for the home side, we have capacity for 1,100, and the visitor side we have capacity for 450. So they're limited, but we feel like we have a big enough space to accommodate the people that we need to accommodate.
All right. Tomorrow night, it's B.B. Comer hosting the unbeaten Winterboro Bulldogs. Coach, good luck, and we'll talk again next week. We've got that game live on television, too, so those of you who can't make it, we hope you can, but if you can't for whatever reason, you can see it right here on WOTM and WOIL. Coach, put on your best game face, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
More Daybreak after this.